Hi, this is Jane Vice Assessor, your city manager, and you're watching Behind the Badge.
Hi, what's that evening cancel?
She does have a good driving record.
Just say Lexus, it was one white male and one black male.
Welcome to Behind the Badge. I'm Sergeant Mike Prom with the Berkeley Department of Public Safety. We have a very exciting show planned for you today. We'll begin our program with a segment on stranger danger. Officer Hatfield will be joined by Officer Dennis Geary to provide helpful tips on this important topic. Our Fire Marshal, Sergeant Pete Kelly, will join us to discuss the necessity of working smoke detectors. He will even show us some options from one of our local businesses. Animal Control Officer Gail Briggs is back to tell us about her animal vaccination clinic. We will introduce a brand new segment on our program entitled Community Calendar. Our very first guest on Community Calendar will be Jennifer Andrews to discuss Breakfast with the Bunny. Finally, we will conclude our segment on cybersecurity with Officer Jeff Inesco. As always, we will open our show with a question from you. Our question comes from Devlin, who is a 5th grader at Rogers Elementary. Go ahead, Devlin.
What do I do if a stranger approaches me?
Well, Devlin, to answer your question, I'm going to turn our program over to Officer Hatfield and Officer Geary. I hope you enjoy today's show.
Hi, welcome to Behind the Badge. Today in the Kids Corner, I'm here to talk about stranger danger. With me is Officer Dennis Geary, a member of the Public Safety Department since January of 2007. Officer Geary graduated from Western Michigan and attended the Kalamazoo Police Academy. Hi, Dennis, and welcome to Behind the Badge.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
What is stranger danger?
Well, stranger danger are the words commonly used to refer to the important topic of teaching children about the dangers they may face when they are away from a trusted adult.
How bad is it around the country?
Well, this year it is estimated that approximately 1.3 million children will be abducted, become lost, or turn up missing. On average, a child is reported missing every 40 seconds. That means by the end of our 25-minute show, approximately 37 children will be reported missing.
What can we teach parents about stranger danger?
Parents how to talk to their children about stranger danger. The best way to go about talking to your children is to set up scenarios and see how your children react. Parents need to make sure that their children know that there are people out there that may want to hurt them. Children have to have the knowledge they need in order to protect themselves in dangerous situations. They get that knowledge from their parents and hopefully from this program.
What do we want kids to know about staying safe?
Children need to understand that if they feel like they are in danger or a stranger tries to physically take them, that they should not be afraid to scream, kick, punch, and even drop to the ground. They should yell things like, "This is not my mom," or "This is not my dad," in order to get attention of other adults in the area.
Are there any good strangers kids can talk to?
Yes, a good stranger is someone like a police officer, security guard, and store clerks. These are strangers that you can go to if you feel like you are scared or in danger. They are strangers that want to and will help you.
What does the Berkeley Public Safety Department do to help kids stay safe in regards to stranger danger?
Well, our department is very proactive. If we see someone in our subs or in the alley that we feel should not be there, we go and we check on them, get their name and get their story. That way, if they were planning on doing something, they know that there are police around in the area, and hopefully it will prevent them from going through with their plan. We also do school visits. Before Halloween, we went to every single grade school in our city and talked to them about Halloween safety. We even did a Behind the Badge episode about it. Stranger danger is actually going to be a recurring theme in the Behind the Badge episodes in the future, so hopefully parents and children will learn a lot from it.
How can parents help the police department?
They can stay involved in their children's lives. Make sure that you have constant contact with them. Try not to let them get out of your sight. Another option is Fingerprint Kids. Every year, Berkeley Public Safety holds an event called Lids for Kids. This year, we will have Fingerprint Kids. That way, we can have them on file in case of emergency. Also, parents should have an up-to-date photo of their child.
You said that it is good to go through scenarios with your kids. What type of scenarios would you suggest?
Go through how they would react if a stranger approaches them in a car or in a store. If there's a place that your family frequents, set up a scenario there. In order to help parents, we have set up 2 scenarios that you will see now.
We're at the toy store with Connor. And you can see he's just the ordinary child looking at toys. But what we don't know is we have a stranger that's going to pose and come in and talk to Connor. Now we're going to see if Connor makes the right decision or the wrong decision when the stranger approaches him. Let's listen in.
Hey, bud, what are you looking at?
Toys.
Toys? You know what? I got a toy that looks exactly like that out in my car. You want to come check it out?
Sure.
All right, let's go. Come on, this way. Come on.
And something as innocent as that, Connor makes the wrong decision and goes with the stranger, and nobody notices that he's walked with him until it's too late. Okay, now the second part of the scenario, Connor's going to make the right decision. Again, he's just sitting there playing with toys, but let's see what happens when the stranger approaches this time.
Hey, bud, what are you looking at?
Toys.
Toys? You know what? I have a toy that looks exactly like that out in my car. You want to come see it?
No,
How come?
I don't.
Why not?
You're not my dad.
What?
You're not my dad.
And Connor's running away now.
Hey, guys, come here. Come here, guys. Come here. Yeah, come here. Come here. Hi. Hey, do you like sledding?
Yes.
You like sledding? You know what? I know this awesome hill that we can go to. You want to come with me?
Sure.
All right, let's go.
And right now, Hannah's making the wrong decision. We're back at the park to see if Hannah makes the correct decision this time. Notice how the stranger approaches the same manner, but listen carefully what Hannah says and how she alerts her friends of the presence of a stranger.
Hey, guys, come here. Come here, guys. Come here. Yeah. Come here. Hey, do you like sledding?
Yes.
Yeah? Hey, I got this sweet hill I know about. You want to come and see it with me? You can come. We can go sledding down it.
Notice how she alerts all her friends and discourages the stranger.
I'd like to thank Dennis Geary for coming in and talking to us about stranger danger. And I would like to remind all the kids in town to be safe when it comes to strangers. Don't approach anyone you don't know. And if someone approaches you, run for help. Thanks, and now let's go to Sergeant Kelly, who'd like to talk to us about smoke detectors.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Pete Kelly, Fire Marshal for the Berkeley Public Safety Department. And today we're going to talk about smoke detectors. Smoke detectors excite me as a fire marshal, of course. You might not be quite as enthusiastic about them as I am. However, there are some new things that you should know about smoke detectors. The basic smoke detector is still available at a very affordable price. This one is less than $6. All these are courtesy of Durst Lumber. Thank you, Durst, for loaning us these. A smoke detector at this price makes it affordable for everybody. There are some other advances with smoke detector technology. This model has an escape light in it. This is the one that I have over the stairway in my home. If the smoke detector activates, the light comes on. So if there's a power failure or some smoke in the house or it's just dark, it helps light your path to safety. Another relatively recent invention is the combined smoke and carbon monoxide detector. In one device, it gives you the protection from fire and from a carbon monoxide problem in your home. This one I like because it has a mute button, so if you do have a cooking alarm, if it's near your kitchen, perhaps at the top of the basement stair landing adjacent to the kitchen, you get a false alarm. Rather than pull the battery out, now you don't have protection. This has a mute button so you can clear the smoke out without permanently disabling the smoke detector. And this is, again, a relatively recent invention, so to speak. These detectors are, if one sounds, they both sound without having to wire them together. So if you have one upstairs and one in the basement detector goes off, the one upstairs sounds to alert you to a problem in the basement you otherwise might not be aware of until the smoke finds its way upstairs. The safety ladder can be a great safety feature to have in your home, an escape ladder if you have more than a one-story home. The thing to remember is you have to keep it accessible. It should be stored perhaps under a bed adjacent to a window. A key point here is make sure that that window is easily openable, if that's a word, by the occupant of that room. If it's a child, you have to make sure they know how to open the window. If the window has been painted, make sure that it's not painted shut, that it's easily opened. Otherwise, the escape ladder isn't going to be much good. One thing I don't have an example of, but I do want to mention, is a lithium battery smoke detector. All the old smoke detectors are either hardwired or use a 9-volt battery. The new lithium battery smoke detectors, good for 10 years. Don't have to worry about that battery for 10 years. You've got a reliable power supply, and it doesn't have to be hardwired. So that's what's new in the world of smoke detectors.
Hi, Officer Hadfield here again from Behind the Badge. Today we're with Animal Control Officer Gail Briggs to discuss an important event that we host here at the Public Safety Department, our Berkeley Animal Clinic. Gail, how's it going?
I'm fine, Andrew.
Good. Can you tell us about the Animal Clinic?
I would be glad to. Our clinic is held April 25th, which is the third Saturday in April. It's held from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. And what we do there is vaccinate your dogs.
Okay. It's very important to have our animals make sure they have all their shots. What are some of the local laws that we have here in Berkeley about getting your animals vaccinated and licensed?
Your dog has to be vaccinated for rabies. There's a 1-year vaccination and there's a 3-year vaccination. The vaccination that we have here is a 3-year vaccination. That doesn't mean you have to buy a 3-year license. You still can get a 1-year or a 3-year license. The rabies vaccination costs $5, and then the license is an additional fee depending on whether your dog is spayed or neutered.
Okay, so a resident can come here on April 25th and bring their animals in. How do you want the animals to be brought in to the police department?
They can come in through the fire hall. That'll be on the west door, fire hall door, and get in line there. And if you bring a cat in, the cat must be in a carrier.
Okay.
And a dog must be on a leash.
What happens if I have a dog that is too aggressive or just doesn't get along with other dogs?
Please leave your animal in the car, come in, and we will make arrangements to have the dog or cat vaccinated within the vehicle.
Okay. What if I don't live in the town of Berkeley? Is there any benefits that I can receive from this?
Yes, you are still invited to come to our clinic. The only thing is, after you receive your rabies certificate, you're to go to your city and get your license from your city clerk.
Okay, great. And again, we'd just like to remind everybody that anyone is welcome to the Berkeley Animal Clinic on April 25th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. here to get your dog or cat vaccinated. Gail, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Officer Hadfield. And say hello to Buddy.
Hi, Buddy.
He's a good boy. He'll be at the clinic.
I would like to welcome you to a new segment here on Behind the Badge called Community Calendar. Just as the name implies, I will use this portion of our show to introduce you to some of our community organizations as well as upcoming special events. Our first guest on Community Calendar will be Jennifer Andrews, president of the Berkeley Junior Women's Club. The Juniors, as they are called, were founded in 1985. They currently have 27 members who volunteer throughout our community. Today, we will be discussing Breakfast with the Bunny. Hello, Jennifer, and welcome to Behind the Badge.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's start off with a little about Breakfast with the Bunny. What can you tell me about Breakfast with the Bunny?
Breakfast with the Bunny is one of the events that are put on with the Berkeley Junior Women's Club and Berkeley's Parks and Rec Department. And we offer breakfasts, photos, opportunities with the bunny for $2, and we also have a petting farm for the kids.
A petting farm. What kind of animals can we expect at the petting farm?
We're hoping to have some baby bunnies, possibly some goats, some chickens, and some ducks.
When and where will Breakfast with the Bunny take place?
Breakfast with the Bunny will be at the Community Center on Saturday, April 11th. The first session will be at 9 a.m. and the second at 10:30.
And how much are tickets, and how can I purchase one?
Tickets are $3 a piece, and they go on sale on March 2nd at the Community Center.
March 2nd at the Community Center. For more information on Breakfast with the Bunny, please contact our Parks and Rec Department. Now, Jennifer, what is this Prom Dress Drive?
The Prom Dress Drive, the juniors collect prom dresses for Dress for a Dream, and they provide dresses to high school juniors and seniors who cannot afford prom dresses to go to prom.
Now, if I had a dress, where would I donate that?
We are collecting our dresses at Farina's Banquet Center on Coolidge. For more information, you can contact Brooke Holdman at 248-546-7800.
So at Farina's. And how long will you be collecting the dresses?
We'll be collecting dresses through the end of March.
Very good. Well, Jennifer, how long have you been a member of the juniors?
I've been a junior for 5 years, and this is my second year as president.
How can someone in our community get more information on your organization?
They can visit our website at berkeleyjuniors.org.
Who can be a member of the Berkeley Junior Women's Club?
Any female that's 21 years or older, and the only requirements are that you help participate in some of our community service events and attend our monthly meetings
And the meetings are?
at the community center on the fourth Wednesdays of every month.
Very good. Thank you, Jennifer, for being my very first guest on Community Calendar.
Thank you for having me.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Berkeley Junior Women's Club for all of their help. They volunteer at our Lids for Kids and Fire Prevention Open House events each year. Look for me at the Breakfast with the Bunny. I would love to see you there. Let's go back to Officer Inesco and Officer Hatfield for a conclusion on cybersecurity.
Hi, Officer Nesco. Thanks for coming back in today.
Yeah, no problem.
I got the antivirus software going. I got my firewall up and running, but now I'm worried about my kids, and I don't know how to keep them safe on the internet. I'm new to this. What do I need to do?
Well, the first thing you should do, and every parent should do, is be involved with their kids on the computer. You know, either get together with them and play a game, or if they're going to do some research, looking online, just do something with them together.
Okay.
The other thing you want to make sure too is that you keep the computer in an open area. You don't want them in the bedroom or in the basement where you can't monitor what they're doing. Set rules on the computer. Warn them about the dangers that could happen on computers from predators and things like that. Monitor computer activity. Be aware of what your child is doing, what websites they're on. You could look in the internet browser history and see what kind of websites they're visiting. If they're corresponding on email or using instant messaging, see who they're corresponding with and be prepared to check those messages and emails. Set parental controls to prevent them from going to certain websites. That's available in Internet Explorer. You can do that also.
All right. Well, I'll get those going for my kids. But now there's me, and I've got a whole bunch of email accounts, and I've got my password as my address. I mean, is that something smart, or should I change it? I mean, how do I keep my password safe? Because everybody's telling me that that's not a good thing to do, is use your address. What can I use?
Well, yeah, the hackers, they have special software where they can crack those codes easily.
Okay.
What you want to do is make it harder for them to do that. And in order to do that, you want to make sure you have a good, strong password. Don't use passwords that are based on your personal information, like birth dates, social security numbers, addresses, kids' birth dates, things like that. Don't use words that are found in a dictionary. That makes it pretty easy for them to crack those. Use both lowercase and capital letters. Mix them up together when you're making your password. Use a combination of letters, numbers, and different characters. Don't give anyone your password. Keep it safe. Even if your kids, if you have a particular password for bank accounts and things like that, keep that personal. There's no guarantee that this is going to stop a hacker from getting your password, but it'll make it more difficult.
Okay. How do I keep my privacy protected? In the end, how do I keep myself safe at home and on the computer?
Like I said with the passwords, don't give your password to anybody. If your password gets out, anybody can have access to that information. If you're shopping online, it's important to do business with credible online companies. Check the history and see if you do research on the company before you actually give credit card information. Devote one credit card to your online shopping. If you have numerous credit cards and you're putting different credit card numbers out there, that just makes it a lot easier for someone to get that number. Another important piece of information that people don't realize is when you're doing online shopping, don't use a debit card. You want to make sure you use a credit card, because credit cards, they do offer some type of protection, whereas if your debit card was stolen or compromised, then someone would steal basically all the money in your bank account. So there's also things you can look at on Internet Explorer if that's what you're using. There's a little lock icon on the bottom that tells you that, yeah, the site is secure and all your information is encrypted, so you don't have to worry about potentially someone taking your information. Most important thing that you could possibly do with all your personal information is shred that information. Do not throw any information into the garbage that's personal. That's the only really thing I could tell you about that is shredding is very important.
I think those are some great tips, and I know I'm going to take every tip you just gave me. I'm going to take it home and put it to use my family, and hope all of our residents listen to what Officer Onesco said about keeping your computer and your family and your kids and your personal information safe. That way nobody can get a hold of your identity or your money, or even worse, getting a hold of your kids. We want to keep things safe in Berkeley, and we thank you for coming in, Officer Onesco, and giving us some valuable tips. Thank you.
No problem. If you have any questions, everybody has any questions, they can email at jonesco@berkeleymish.net.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Behind the Badge. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you a little about our Public Relations Unit. Here in Berkeley, we take great pride in our community. Our Public Relations Unit includes our Police Reserve and Fire Volunteer programs. Our Police Mountain Bike Unit and Department Hot Rod 427 all help us connect with those we serve. The most visible component of our Public Relations Unit is our program, Behind the Badge. We are also responsible for the Lids for Kids event in June and the Fire Prevention Open House in October. This year, we will add a golf outing on May 15th. Our golf outing will be held at Rackham Golf Course in Huntington Woods. Of course, everyone is invited to join us, and all proceeds help keep our Public Relations Unit going. If you are interested in becoming a sponsor or to golf in our event, please email us at behindthebadge@berkeleymish.net. A special thanks to today's guests, Officer Dennis Geary, Sergeant Pete Kelly, Animal Control Officer Gail Briggs, and Jennifer Andrews. I would also like to thank Officer Andrew Hatfield and Officer Corey Miller for all of their assistance developing our show. We would not have a show without our producer, Nancy Line. Thank you, Devlin from Rogers, for your excellent question. If you have a question, please email us at behindthebadge@berkeleymish.net. Please include your name, age, and a phone number so you can ask your question on our show just like Devlin. Next month, we will talk about when and how to call 911. We will demonstrate the dangers of grease fires and how to properly use fire extinguishers. Thank you for watching our show. I'm Sergeant Crum, and I will see you next time on Behind the Badge.